Today I wanted to share the reasons why we are choosing Côte d'Ivoire for our move abroad. I'm going to share 6 reasons. They're not the only reasons, but they are the major reasons why we're picking Côte d'Ivoire for our move abroad. A lot of people ask me, why not Ghana? Why not Rwanda? Why not the country I am originally from, which is the Democratic Republic of the Congo? And I think there's going to be another video where I share exactly why not the country I'm originally from. But based on today's video, you'll probably understand why. Okay, so let's go into no particular order. Number one reason why Côte d'Ivoire is our choice is infrastructure. And under infrastructure, I'm going to put healthcare, I'm going to put road conditions, I'm going to put the systems, how systems run. I'm going to include visas and how the ease of moving to Côte d'Ivoire, like all the paperwork and all of that. So in terms of infrastructure in the continent, is not, in the African continent, is not, I would say, the smoothest, or it's not the country with the best infrastructure, right? We could have picked Morocco, where I grew up, or even South Africa, or, Rwanda, like I mentioned earlier. But at least Côte d'Ivoire stands with solid infrastructure. So that was a big positive for us. Number two is lifestyle. If you know Ivorians, I don't know if you can dislike Ivorians, because they're very friendly. They're very hospitable. They're very friendly. Like, my best friend is from Ivory Coast, and when you have an Ivorian friend, you're gonna have a lot of fun, right? You have a lot of fun around Ivorians. So it's a culture where it's fun to be around Ivorians, and also I'm gonna say friendly rivalry. Cameroon, Ivory Coast. My husband is from Cameroon. It's a very friendly rivalry, and so they like each other. Like, Cameroonians like Ivorians, Ivorians like Cameroonians, and Congolese as well. We're like the 3 C's, like Congo, Cameroon, and Côte d'Ivoire, and we get along very well, right? In general, we do get along very well in terms of culture and in terms of teasing each other, and so it's a very friendly people, I would say, people in Ivory Coast. In terms of lifestyle, because of solid infrastructure, because of the hospitality, you can live a very comfortable life, I would say. Okay, so that's number two in terms of lifestyle. Number three is cost of living. So here's the thing: cost of living, yes and no. I have done our projected monthly budget. I'm going to link the video up here, where you can watch and see our detailed line by line budget. And some things are more expensive than here, including school, because here school is, it's free. Kids go to a public school, and over there they will have to go to a private school because we want to keep them in an English language school. Okay, so that's the trade-offs, right? And so in certain things, it's going to be more expensive, and other things going to be more affordable, including support at home. Having somebody to help with cleaning or cooking or driver or whatever it is that you need in terms of staff is going to be a lot more affordable, and it's something that not a lot of people can afford here in the US to have on a regular basis, even like a daily support, and that will be a lot more affordable over there. So that's reason number three: cost of living in general. Number four, I mentioned that soft landing, because we already know people there. As I mentioned, I have some friends from there. My best friend is there, and so it's going to make things a lot more comfortable for us, knowing that we have people that we know. And it's going to help with networking. It's going to help with finding a house, or where do I get groceries? Okay, go here, go there, because there's some mistakes that we're going to be able to avoid because we know people. Obviously, we're going to make mistakes, right? That's just how life is. But there are certain things that we can avoid because we already know people on the ground. Another thing, talking about soft landing, is the fact that both my husband and I visited at the same time. So I had visited many years ago, like over 10 years ago, for my best friend's wedding. And then we went together a few years ago, my husband and I. So it was good to have both of us experience Abidjan specifically together. And then he went back by himself for AFCON. So he also enjoyed it on his own. And having done that together, it's the only country on the continent that we have both experienced. I've never been to Cameroon. He's never been to Morocco. I didn't grow up in the Congo, and he's never been to the Congo. So that's that. Okay. Not that we wanted we wanted to move to a country where we had both visited, but it makes it easier because it allows us to decide, because we have common ground. We've both been there, so we have comparable data. So that's number 4, the soft landing. Number 5 is business opportunities. So my husband and I are entrepreneurs, and business is important for us, not only to be able to run our businesses. For me, it's 100% online. So infrastructure, obviously, it's big, big, big. The fact that you can have solid internet and not a lot of load shedding and things like that, solid infrastructure. So that helps for my online businesses, and also for the possibility of creating something new on the ground, whether it's in real estate or in agriculture or any other industry, to be honest. And knowing that in Côte d'Ivoire, as a foreigner, you can buy land, you can start a business as well. So that's a friendly business environment to be in. There are other countries on the continent where it's easy to start a business. However, there are more restrictions in terms of having to be in partnership with a local. I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. Every country has their own policies, but it makes it a little more challenging if you don't know people there that you can trust already. Okay, so in Côte d'Ivoire, you don't have that restriction, so that is an advantage. So in terms of business opportunities, that's number 5. And number 6, bonus number 6, is because of economic/political stability. And that is super important. In any country that you're moving to, you want to check the political stability. You want to check, okay, when are they going to have the next presidential elections? What kind of constitution do they have? Is it monarchy? Is it a republic? What is the political system like? And if they are having elections like the year you are moving to, how were the past elections? Were there riots after the election results? So you want to get a sense of the political climate of where you're moving to. And for Côte d'Ivoire, they had their presidential elections last year, and it was somewhat a smooth season. So no major issues there. You have a lot of foreign investors in Côte d'Ivoire. That also shows you in terms of economic and political stability for you as a smaller business owner. If the big groups are in there and they're investing billions, and for you investing tens of thousands, well, if they can invest $1 billion and trust that the economy is going to hold and that the political climate is advantageous, well, yeah, I'm going to take that as a sign that yes, it's safe for us to be there. You have American companies there, you have French companies there, you have big, big corporations in Côte d'Ivoire operating in Côte d'Ivoire. So that's a good sign of political and economic stability as well. Okay, so those are our main reasons. And again, there are other countries that we could have considered, specifically Ghana, but it's not a country that we are particularly familiar with, even though we have some friends there. But for me personally, I wanted to go to a Francophone country. I wanted my kids to be able to be in an environment where they don't speak English. And that will make learning a new language a lot easier and a lot faster than if it's to take classes or if it's to, take classes or watch movies on TV in a different language like we do here in the US. Okay. When you are in the environment where people speak a different language, it's a lot easier, a lot faster to learn that language. That's how I grew up to learn multiple languages as a kid. My brothers and I were fluent in French, English, Spanish, and Arabic somewhat by the age of by the age of 10 because French was at home, English at church, Spanish on television, and Arabic in the streets and with some friends. So that's the kind of environment that I want my kids to grow up in, or at least spend a few years of their lives so that they can learn French faster than if it's me speaking in French at home to them. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions for us in terms of our choice. If you're also choosing an African country, let me know which one and your top reasons why you are picking that specific country. What is the thing that made you say, yes, that's why I'm choosing this country? Okay, let me know in the comments. And after that, make sure you watch this next video right here. Till next time, bye.